I'm going to start off today making cherry and almond scones, and we've got 400 grams of self-raising flour here. I'm going to add a heaped teaspoon of baking powder, and then I'm just going to add about 110 grams of diced butter from the fridge, and we're going to rub that in using our fingertips. Once all the butter's been rubbed in, it should resemble breadcrumbs, and at this point we can add the rest of our dry ingredients. So about a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, which we're using to flavour the scones, then a couple of tablespoons of sugar. You can use more sugar or less sugar according to your taste, but remember that the glassy cherries are quite sweet, so I'm just using 2 tablespoons. Give all those ingredients a mix up and add your ground almonds. Now if you don't want to use ground almonds, if somebody has a nut allergy or you simply don't like them, then you can just add in another 100 grams of flour, either self-raising flour or sometimes a substitute in 100 grams of 00 flour. The next thing we have to do is mix up the wet ingredients. So we've got 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. I'm just going to crack them into a jug and add the buttermilk. So it's 210 grams millilitres of buttermilk, and we're going to give that a whisk up. I should say that if you don't have buttermilk, then you can just use ordinary milk, and we're going to create a bit of a well in the centre of the flour mix and start adding the egg and buttermilk mixture. Just folding that in. To create a nice soft dough. You can add a little more milk before turning it out onto your work surface. That looks about right now. So turn the dough mixture onto the work surface. Lightly knead the dough just to make sure it all comes together. We've divided the dough mixture into 4, set 3 of them aside, and we're not even going to use a rolling pin, we're just going to sort of pat it out, making sure that the cherries are quite evenly distributed. Make sure we get a good amount of cherries in each scone. So now we're just going to cut out the scones using a cutter, and with scones it's quite important to get a nice shape, just to go down, straight down and straight back up. Same again, straight down, straight back up. Once again, take another quarter of your dough mixture, pat it down and straight down, back up onto the baking tray. I've actually managed to get a baker's dozen, 13 scones out of that mixture, and I'm just finishing off with a little of the milk and egg mixture on top. And I've heated the oven to 200 degrees fan assisted oven, and they're going to go in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes.